Hi everyone, Yvonne here. I have a Pilates mat foundation workout for you today, level 1, but level 1 doesn't mean that we're going to be starting at that beginner level. It basically means that we're going to be working at an intermediate level with some advanced options, but we're also going to work at a beginner level where we're giving the prep exercises to start. So why is this important? Why are we doing the foundation work today? Because sometimes that foundation work reminds us what we're supposed to be feeling in each exercise, whether we're on the reformer or on the mat or on another piece of Pilates equipment. So when Pilates was first developed by Joseph Pilates, he developed the mat work first and a full order of exercises that make sense in an order that they flow for what we're trying to feel and accomplish within the body. So if you get the mat work, then once you get on the reformer, which he developed later from the mat work, you will find how the mat work is incorporated in a sense into the reformer exercises, and you'll be ready to engage a little bit deeper into certain muscle groups, get a little bit more out of your reformer work or the other apparatus equipment pieces that we work on in the studio. If you're just starting out and this is your first time with Pilates, this is perfect because you're going to have those prep exercises first that we're going to start with, and then we'll give the full exercise after the prep exercise. So that means that if once we get to the full exercise that feels like too much for your body, I want you to stay at that prep exercise and work from there. For everyone, if the body feels uncomfortable in any of these positions, I want you to take a break during that exercise and then get back with us for the next exercise or when the body feels like it's ready to progress. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. We are going to start at the top of our mat and just come to a seated position here, and you're going to sit nice and center in the mat with your feet at the front edge. From this position, hands go behind the knees. You're going to start to C-curve scoop out the abdominal waistline, extend the arms straight, and then we're going to slowly come down from there to a full lying position on our mat. So from here, I want you to go ahead, extend your legs long, and I want you to reach your arms long in opposition away from the body. So we're going to lengthen out right here, toes reach away from the body, fingertips reach away from the head. We're stretching in opposition, trying to create that length in the body. So throughout these exercises, we're constantly finding that oppositional work to engage. From here, I want you to bring your hands, palms next to the hips, anchor your shoulders down to the mat. We're going to take a nice big inhale through the nose and an exhale through the mouth. So inhale through the nose, fill the rib cage with air. Exhale through the mouth, release it all out. That's our Pilates breath the entire workout. So we're always inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. Now I want you to take your hands, place them on your abdominals. So fingertips framing the belly button. Take a big inhale and an exhale and feel what that feels like. We're going to start to engage the abdominal muscles. On the inhale, pull the navel in towards the spine. On your exhale, pull the navel in and up as deep as you can. So inhale, navel draws in towards the mat, in towards the spine. Exhale, the navel pulls in towards the spine and then lengthens up towards the head. So by pulling in and up, we're creating a tight corset shape through the waistline. That's going to help us to keep the core in place the entire workout. So your inhale is where you engage, your exhale is where you train that core to get a little bit deeper and stay within the frame of the work. Now we are going to think about a box shape from our hip bones to our rib cage today. And you think about that nice square position, just framing from those points. And I want you to focus on my cues about the box and where we're supposed to be with that position today. So let's take our palms next to the body again. This time toes reach long. We're going to bring our arms up towards the ceiling. From here, I want you to protract, reach your fingertips up towards the ceiling. Notice how my shoulders come off the mat. Now I want you to lightly retract to where you feel the tips of the shoulder blades come to meet the mat. We don't want to force that, right? So we want to protract, reach away, and then lightly press down, never forcing the shoulders to go into place. Once you're here, I want you to drop the shoulders towards the hips, lightly again. From this position, we're going to do some rib cage arms to train our ribs to stay in and our shoulders to stay stable and in place. So I want you to take an inhale, extend the arms back behind the head, reach your fingertips long. Exhale, bring those hands in line with the shoulders, and then down towards your mat. Again, we take it, inhale, reach it all the way back. Exhale, reach it up, anchor towards those hips. One more time, inhale back, navel draws into the spine. Exhale, shoulder blades plug in towards those hips, towards the mat, hold right here. From this position, we're gonna bring our arms up about 6 to 8 inches above our thighs. Lift your head, neck and shoulders up. Your gaze is gonna go right in between those hands. Chin is over an apple or an orange, and you're tilting it down. Why do we do that? We want length through the back of our neck here. So we want a nice long neck, crown of the head reaches away from the body. We're gonna stay right here, and we have our 100 prep. So 100 prep, legs are long. If this is uncomfortable, you can always bend to flatten the tailbone a little bit more right here. So your box is nice and square, and we start our 100 prep. It's inhale, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. You've got it. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, navel draws into the spine. Exhale, draw a little bit deeper in. Palms are pumping, nice and vigorous. Fingertips are reaching long to the wall in front of you. Keep this going. Tailbone's anchored. Your pelvic floor is stable. Hips are stable. Shoulders stable. You've got this. We have 2 more sets. Last one here. I want you to hold your last exhale still. Curl up 1 inch higher. And slowly release down. Now from this position, we're gonna go ahead, bend our knees. So your inner thighs come together, ankles together. And from this position, we're gonna lift our head, neck, and shoulders up again. Palms are on the mat. I want you to lift up, reach your fingertips towards your heels as deep as you can, and then slowly release it down. So right here, shoulders stay into the mat. Take your inhale, navel draws in. On your exhale, we peel the spine off the mat in order of the spine. Fingertips reach towards those toes. So you feel the back of the arm come off that mat, but the shoulders are staying laterally rotated, so they're open and the chest is open. Lift up 1 more inch, wide chest, chin over that apple, and then we slowly lower back down. Again, inhale breath, navel draws in. Exhale, we curl, lift. So right here, notice how everything is still nice and flat on that space, mat through my spine. My shoulder tip is anchored, but everything above that is lifted. So I've got those upper abdominals engaged with the rib cage floating in. Let's go back down again. And here we go. Inhale, navel draws in. We lift and hold. So why are we holding? It's important to hold sometimes, right? To make sure you're feeling that engagement. So this is a lot of strong work just right here trying to hold this up. And then exhale, lower down. And again, 1 more time, lift, hold. Can you get your chest bones wider? Chin lifts up over that chest. Hold, reach those fingertips longer. And exhale, lower down. So that was our prep work for the 100, trying to get deeper into those ribs, start to feel where the body's supposed to be placed on the mat. So the point that I want you to take from that is that you have your square box stable, your hips are anchored, your shoulder tips are anchored. We have that strong lift and drop down of the rib cage. Let's take those arms back up to that rib cage arm position. We're gonna take our arms back behind again. Inhale. Exhale, I want you to curl the head, neck, and shoulders, lift. This is our 100 position. Now, as we do that, the tailbone may want to tuck and curl. I want you to release that tuck, flatten everything down, engage the abdominal muscles. Palms just above the hips for this one. If you want to advance it, you're gonna take it to tabletop position, up to the ceiling, or most advanced, you're gonna lower to 45 and hold. If you do that, you need to make sure there's no arch in the spine and this tailbone's flat. Let's pump it. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Keep pumping. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale. Exhale, last set here. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Curl lift. Curl lift. One more time. Lower, down, rest. Knees come into the chest. Grab your hands at the knees. We're going to make a little circle here. Find the pelvis, finding that neutral position through the spine. Coming through that center position. One more time. Hold here. Extend those arms out long. Reach your toes in that position. Reach your arms long behind you. Perfect. From this position, I want you to bring those palms next to the hips. Slide the heels towards the seat again. Ankles together, inner thighs together. From here, we're going to let our legs go a little bit further out so we're not too close to the seat. Hands are on the back of the thighs. Nice and grabbing onto the side. You're going to lift your chin up towards your chest. And from this position, I want you to slowly guide the body up. Round it all the way up. Bring the chest towards the knees and hold right here. So from this position, we're going to work through the half roll back position. So inner thighs pressed together, tight, ankles together, hands behind the knees, and then you drop your shoulders down. We have that nice tall posture to start. Now we C-curve scoop out the abdominals. Rounding out through that pelvic floor, you want to anchor one bone of the spine in order of a time going down towards that mat. We are going to hold to the point where we feel our lower back touch middle back. And then we're going to exhale, scoop out the waistline again, bend your elbows, bring your chest towards your knees, and right here, I want you to take a bigger scoop of that pelvic floor, lift the rib cage in and up, navel draws in and up, so our ribs stay away from our thighs, right? They're pulling back and down. From this position, we extend, straight arm position, keep those shoulders plugged in. Go back to your furthest potential where you can bring that middle back down and then exhale, round it forward. If it's too much to go to that middle back point, you can just take it to the point where the arms extend and straighten and hold right there. That's enough challenge for that core to start to strengthen through those abdominal muscles engaging. Navel pulls in tight. Exhale, bring it back forward. Let's do two more. Inhale, we have that long extension, back of the arms, shoulder blades plug in place, come to the mid-back. Pull the navel in and up, more right there. Feel the tailbone anchor as we round forward. One more time, C-curve scoop, inhale, extend those arms. Navel draws in, we exhale, hold at the top. Perfect. From here, I want you to go ahead, extend those legs nice and long. Arms are going to reach out, shoulders go back like we have that imaginary wall. Now we're going to slowly roll it back, one vertebra at a time, with that same movement where we scoop out that waistline by pulling the navel in and up. So we're lifting through that upper spine, lower spine lifted, or rounding through the upper spine, lifting through the lower. Come all the way down right here. Anchor your palms. You're going to bend both knees in again, inner thighs together, ankles together. Flatten your box out here. So you find your neutral spine. That means our hips are in line with our shoulders and our navel's pulling in towards that mat. Everything is nice and flat through that box area. Tailbone's anchored. There's no tuck or curl of that pelvic floor. From this position, we are going to lift our right leg up towards the ceiling. Point the toe. I want you to think about anchoring your hip bones here so nothing's going to move through the waistline. You're going to reach the heel up longer towards the ceiling with that pointed toe, stretching the leg long, and I want you to drop your right hip lightly down. That's going to bring you more to a parallel position. Nice and centered through the hips. Now pull the navel in. We're going to take that toe up towards the head, back to center position. Now take it out to the side to 45. Inner thigh squeezes to bring the leg back through center. Navel draws in. Inhale, we lower to the knee. Exhale, we lift and pull the navel in with the foot coming to the ceiling. Inhale, we cross over to the opposite hip, but anchor our right hip down. Hips are stable. Bring it back through center. Exhale, navel draws in deeper. Inhale, navel draws in as the foot goes towards my head. I feel a nice stretch through the back of the leg there. Exhale, bring it back through center. Inhale, take it out to the side. Exhale, center. Inhale, lower to the knee. Exhale to the ceiling. Inhale, over to the opposite hip. Right hip pulls down. Exhale, navel draws in. We bring that leg back through center. Keep that breath going so we take the leg towards the head. That right hip pulls away from the body in opposition. So it's dropping down as the leg is coming towards my head. Then back through center. Take it over to the side. Squeeze the inner thigh, come through center to the knee and center. To the hip and center. To the head and center. One more time, out to the side and center. You're really going to feel those hip flexors engaging here as well as the pelvic floor. Pull in, opposite hip, and in. Hold it right here. From this position, we're going to go ahead, bend that knee in towards the chest, give it a little bit of a hug in. Bend that knee down. We're going to go to that opposite side. So everything's square to start. We extend the left leg up towards the ceiling. Remember, we drop that left hip bone down towards the foot so that we're the opposite foot so that we're bringing the hips parallel and center. Now the heel reaches up to the ceiling, creating length through the ankle area, lengthening long, and the toe is pointed. From this position, you're going to take that leg towards the head. Feel the stretch, and then bring it back through center. One side may be a little bit more mobile, a little bit more flexible than the other. Now take that leg out to the side to a 45-degree angle. Bring it back in line with the hip through center. Inhale, the leg goes towards the knee, the navel draws in. Exhale, pull the navel in and bring that leg back through center. Now cross to the opposite hip. Pull your left hip bone down in opposition. Make sure the knee doesn't rotate in or out here. We stay parallel throughout the entire exercise. Bring the leg back through center. Bring it towards the head. Can you stretch it a little bit deeper, but keep those hips stable and level. Exhale back through center. Inhale out to the side. Navel draws in. Exhale, inner thigh activates. Pull that leg straight through center. Lower the leg to the knee. Exhale, pull your navel in, reach that leg longer up towards the ceiling, but stabilize those hips. Come across to the opposite hip, back through center. Again, to the head, center, to the 45-degree side angle, and center, to the knee, and center, to the opposite hip, crossing over, and center. Check your box. Is it stable to the forehead? Center. Out to the side. And center. Down to the knee. And center. Cross opposite hip. Back through center. Last one here. Stretch it as long as you can. Stabilize those hips. Out to the side. Inhale. Exhale, pull that navel in, foot to center, lower to the knee, and center. Opposite hip, and center. Last one to the forehead. Bend that knee down. Perfect. Give it a little hug in. Right here, I want you to extend that bottom leg. Open that hip up towards the side. So I want you to open the knee, turn it out so that left hip, psoas, hip flexor area starts to open, and then we close it back through center. You're going to bring that foot long, opposite knee comes in. Let's go ahead, open that hip up a little bit more, get a little stretch here. Back through center. So that was our single leg circle prep, right? So now we want to go to more of a full version of the exercise. So your hips, everything's nice and stable still. Navel's engaged. We're gonna extend our right leg back up this time. From here, I want you to go ahead, make a small circle, but if you're used to doing this, feel free to make it wider. We're staying parallel. Right hip drops in line with that left hip. Palms are down, shoulders anchor into that mat. Inhale, navel draws in, we cross to the opposite hip. Circle, exhale, forward and around, and back through center. Across, circle, center. Across, circle, center. One more, and then we're gonna take the reverse direction. Perfect, hold it here. Opposite direction. And circle. And circle, forward around to the opposite hip and center. Forward around, opposite hip and center. Challenging the leg to stay parallel. Inner thighs are sweeping through center. One more. Stretch that leg long. Option right here if you want to advance this, extend your leg out, flex the bottom foot, anchor it. Otherwise, stay here, bent knee. We're gonna flex to lower. Exhale, pull the navel in, point the toe, lift that leg up to the ceiling. Inhale, we flex to lower. Navel draws in. Exhale, pull the navel in and up as deep as you can. Point the toe to lift. One more time. Inhale, lengthen the leg through the heel to lower. Exhale, pull the navel in, point the toe, stretch it long to the ceiling as that right hip pulls down. Perfect. Give it a hug in one more time. This time, extend that bottom leg, cross that leg across the body. Side rotation. Arm can go a little bit wider on that right hand. Right hip lifts. Right knee comes down towards the floor as that opposite arm grabs on. Anchor your shoulder. Come back through center position. We're gonna go to the opposite side. So you can take that bent knee position if you'd like. Leg goes up. And from here, square off those hips. Pull the navel in, palms are down, navel's in tight. Here we go. We're gonna take it across, circle forward, center. Across, around, center. Across, around, center. Keep this going. So the key here is that if there's anything moving through the waistline, you make a smaller circle. If it's nice and stable, challenge, go a little bit deeper. Let's reverse this one here. Take it around to the opposite hip and center. Circle forward, around, center. Forward, around, center. Sweeping those inner thighs. One more time. Hold it here. You're gonna flex to lower. Remember, your advanced option is extended. Point to lift. Flex to lower. Point to lift. If advanced is too much, you stay in that knee position. Find where the body feels comfortable. Pilates is not about challenging yourself to that advanced position right away. You're gonna lose the work if you do that. So you're not gonna be working the muscles we're intending to strengthen. Last one, flex to lower. Pull the navel in on the exhale, lift. Bend that knee in here, extend the opposite leg out. Let's come across the body this time. So left hand goes a little wider, shoulder goes down on that left side, right hip lifts, right knee comes towards the floor. Spinal rotation, you feel that side leg area here. Good, come all the way back through center. From this position, we're gonna go ahead, extend our legs a little further out, inner thighs together, ankles together, palms. We're gonna reach the fingertips up to the ceiling. Now from here, inhale, curl lift. Here's a prep position. And then we exhale, go back. Inhale, exhale, curl, hold. Inhale, exhale, release it down. Inhale, navel draws in, exhale, curl, hold. Inhale, navel draws in, exhale, curl down. Last one, inhale, curl, lift, hold. Exhale, slowly bring it down. Bring your palms down. We are gonna come from here to a roll up position. So I want you to go ahead, grab the hands behind the thighs, start to lift the chest, pull the navel in and up, Come up to that roll up position. Good, hold right here. So from this position, we're gonna come a little bit more towards the front edge of our mat, and I want you to come to the half roll back again. So the half roll back, shoulders to press, we sit up tall to start, and then we are going to tip the pelvic floor, scoop out the abdominals, pull the navel in and up. So I'm lifting through my lumbar spine, I'm rounding through my upper thoracic spine to the point where my arms come straight, my tailbone is flat and anchored, pelvis is nice and stable. Then from here, I C-curve scoop still, round, pulling everything in and up a little bit further. Chest comes towards the knees, but it can't get there because I'm so scooped and lifted, right? So you want to lift up out of those hips, out of that lumbar spine, and then C-curve scoop, take it back on that inhale, we hold, navel's in, exhale, deepen that scoop, bend those elbows wide, shoulders stay plugged in towards the hips. Again, inhale, C-curve scoop and round, extend those arms. If you want an advanced option, arms can come nice and straight and release. Just keep those shoulders back at the top. Make sure you're scooping and rounding a little bit more, lifting out of that waistline. Ribs are down and in. And exhale. Perfect. Next one, we're going to lower the body all the way back down. Nice and slow and controlled. One vertebra at a time. Bring those hands through the thighs. Okay, we are going to go into our series of 5 work. We're not going to do the full series of 5 today, though. We're going to go with those first 3 exercises of the series of 5 and start our prep work with them. So the knees are going to come into the chest for single leg stretch prep. From here, hands are going to go to the ankles. You're going to curl your head, neck, and shoulders up. If it's too much with the head, neck, and shoulders up, you can stay down just like this with the hands at the ankles. From here, we're going to go ahead, lift our chin over that apple, make sure the shoulders are lifted, navel's drawing in and up. The knees are going to stay to the chest. Now you're going to bring your left leg straight out at a 45-degree angle. If you're down, your leg is up to the ceiling. Your hand comes with the left hand to the knee, right hand's at the ankle. Everything's parallel. If you're lifted, you're here. Unless you feel anything in the lower back, you come here. So hold. From this position, we're going to bring that knee back in and bring the left hand to the ankle. Now we go to the opposite side. So our left hand stays at the ankle, right hand comes to the knee, and we hold. Navel draws in. Now, again, knee comes in, hand to the ankle. This is your exhale because the knees are close to the chest. Anytime the knees come to the chest, we exhale on that breath. Inhale. Opposite leg goes out, hand goes to that knee, right hand stays at the ankle. Knee comes back in, hand to the ankle, opposite side. Nice and slow and controlled. Keep the chest lifted. Switch. Can you reach that toe longer away from the body? And can you reach this toe longer away from the body? So you're stretching out through that hip, elongating as that knee comes into flexion through the hip on the opposite side. Extend and switch, and we're going to go right to the full version from here. So everything switch and switch and switch and switch. I want you to exhale as the knee comes to the chest, inhale on the switch. It's one continuous movement, everything's sinking together. The knee comes in as the toe reaches the furthest point on the opposite leg. Switch, 2 more, switch. Switch, rest down. Take a nice deep inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Good, look to one direction, look to the other. Release any of that next tension, one more time. And we are gonna go to double leg stretch prep. So, hands again are at the ankles. If the head needs to stay down, feel free. Otherwise, you're gonna lift the head, neck, and shoulders. Hands are at the ankles. You're in your nice tight ball. So right here, engage your core. Navel draws in and up. Anchor your tailbone. We are gonna slide the hands along the leg, coming across the knee to the thigh with the straight leg, straight arm position and straight leg position. As we come in, the hands slide along the knees, they slide back to the ankles, arms are still long. Again, slide it out, and slide it in, exhale. Slide it out, slide it in, exhale. If you're doing this with your head down, the legs go up, and the hands again, still framing that leg. So you slide up the side wall of the leg, all the way to the thigh, through the calf, down to the ankle, coming through the knee. Let's do one more. Good, bend it in, rest down. We are gonna go to that more of a full version of the double leg stretch. So take your breath, inhale, exhale, curl the head, neck, and shoulders, come into your nice tight ball shape. Inhale, we extend the arms and legs out. Arms go to your V position. Unless the tailbone's not anchoring and you have an arch, you come up to the ceiling, and you're at the ceiling if your head is down. We circle the arms as the knees bend back into the chest. Inhale, we lengthen out. Exhale, circle in. Inhale, we extend out. Exhale, circle in. One more. Inhale, out. Exhale, circle. Perfect. Rest the head, neck, and shoulders here. We are going to go into single straight leg stretch. So this one, we're going to curl our head, neck, and shoulders up. Extend both legs up to the ceiling. Anchor the pelvic floor. Grab on behind your right calf or closer to the ankle. We're just going to hold this stretch. So you're going to let that leg drop down. If you feel anything in the lower back, I want you to bring it up into that tabletop position and just hold the stretch of this leg. If it's hard to straighten the knee, that's okay. We're going to pulse, 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 stretching the back of that leg for 4, 3, navels into the spine, deep, you've got this, 2, 1, bring that leg up, switch opposite leg, lower it down, hold there, pull the navel in, you're stretching through that hip, elongating through that toe, pelvis is stable, nothing's moving through here, we're engaged. We pulse, pulse, light press in with that leg, staying parallel. Again, if you need that modification, you're here. You can be down here, and the leg just grabbing a little bit lower if you need to. You can reach up, that works as well. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring both legs up. Let's go to the full version. Let's flex the feet right here. Both hands behind the right leg, at the thigh, at the calf. Pull, pull, switch. Pick your position. Pull, pull, switch. Pull, pull, switch. Pull, pull, switch. The calf is pushing hard into the fingertips to open up the fingers to resist. So the legs are engaged. 2 more. Last one. Hold up through center, bend the knees, lower down, rest. Again, turn your head to one side, turn it to the other. So the stronger the abdominals get, the less you're going to feel that neck strain. Perfect. From this position, we're going to go ahead, grab on behind the knees, and just like we performed that roll up, half roll back, half roll up, we're going to do the same motion but in a rocking form. So the knees to the chest, and then everything extends. We rock up, bring the feet down at the top. Okay, from this position, we are going to come to spine stretch forward. Your feet are going to separate as wide as your mat is. You're going to flex your toes. If you need to bend your knees, that's okay. The goal is to eventually get that stretch through the back of the hamstring and calf here as well, but this is a nice modification if you need it. From this position, we're all going to take our hands out in the front, roll the shoulders back and down. You have a nice proud chest, you're sitting up tall. Imagine there's a wall behind you. Your hips are connected, your shoulders are connected. Inhale, grow tall through the crown of the head, reaching up to the ceiling. Sit high on the sits bones. Pull your navel in. On the exhale, we start to walk our hands forward one at a time, rounding through our upper spine, but keeping our lower spine lifted. Go to your furthest point. You should not be able to stretch forward past those toes. If you are, it means you've lost that abdominal connection. So pull the navel back behind, and that's going to bring you to where your fingertips can reach the furthest with everything staying in place. Now, inhale, we walk it up one hand at a time. Sit up nice and tall. Exhale, release the breath. Let the body release right there, and then we're going to re-engage. So inhale, grow tall. Pull the navel in. Exhale, walk it out, pulling the navel back behind you strong. From the hips up, you're lifting. And then we walk it back. Inhale, sit tall. This time we're just going to go right back out. Exhale, pull the navel in. Keep this going. Lumbar spine, lifting out of those hips, lengthening up towards that ceiling. Stacking everything nice and tall at the top. We're still engaged. In exhale, round forward, pull the navel back behind as strong as you can. Inhale, stack your spine. So it's like we're forming a candy cane shape. From the hips up, we're lengthening and lifting. From the upper spine, rib cage area, we're rounding. So ribs are floating in as you walk it out. Everything comes up through that spine in order to stack to the top. And we go round, round, round. Pull that navel back behind and lift, lift. Reaching up through the crown of the head, stack the spine tall at the top. We take it out, out, out. Pull that navel back behind. Exhale. Inhale, lift it up, up, up. One more time. Out, 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 and in, hold here. Release that tension for a moment. Okay, so we're gonna go for the full version of spine stretch forward. Arms are gonna come out. So I want you to first practice that protraction, reaching forward, right? We don't wanna be there. We wanna lightly retract, find our imaginary wall to where that wing, that tip of that shoulder blade plugs into the wall lightly, and then the shoulders drop lightly down to the hips. From this position, we're gonna inhale, grow tall, navel draws in. Exhale, scoop in around, lifting through that lumbar spine, rounding through that upper spine. Navel pulls as deep as you can back behind you. Inhale, lift. Exhale, scoop in round. Inhale, lift. Exhale, scoop in round. Again, inhale, lift. Exhale, scoop in round. Inhale, lift. Exhale, scoop in round. Two more. Inhale, grow tall, sit up high in the sits bones. Exhale, navel draws back behind, shoulders stay engaged. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, release. Perfect. Let's take one stretch forward right here, releasing the backs of those legs, pulsing into the stretch, hips pull back. Good, round it all the way back up. Okay, we are gonna go for our open leg rocker position here. So stay right where you're at. We are gonna come to the front edge of our mat now. And I want you to bring your feet right in front of that mat, hip bones on the mat. We are gonna sit with our feet together. So I want the whole inside part of the foot touching, but you wanna lift your heels up with your toes pointing down into the floor. Hands are gonna go to the ankles, so bring your fingers together, hands at the ankles. Your knees are only gonna go as wide as you can feel those elbows. From this position, we are going to stabilize on our sits bones, sacrum area, and then pull the navel in and up, and you're dropping the ribs down into the spine and then lifting up out of that back thoracic spine area. So you're rounding over through the thoracic spine, lifting up and over. Now from here, we are gonna extend our right leg out, sit nice and tall, bring that leg back in. On the lift, we sit up nice and tall. Find that rounding position as we come in. Nice and controlled. The goal here is not to move the pelvis. So everything is stable through my support system right here through the hips and the pelvic floor. Next one, left leg goes out, proud chest, and we bring it down, lift up, extend, bring it back down. Opposite side, we extend, open, bring it back down, keep it engaged, navel's drawing in and up. Inhale and exhale. And inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, nice and tall, proud chest. Exhale, scoop. Perfect, release right there. Rock it a little bit forward and back, stretch out that spine. All right, from this position, we're gonna go for the full open leg rocker position. So you want to keep your arms right where they're at. Extend your arms straight out with the right leg reaching out. Balance onto those sits bones, left leg extends. You're staying within that hips frame. So you're not gonna go nice and wide, you're gonna stay nice and engaged here. Shoulders back, proud chest. From here, we are gonna rock back only to the tips of the shoulder blades and then come back up. So we don't wanna go to the neck at any point. So again, we're here balanced, hold. Just hold the balance. Inhale, pull the navel in. Take your exhale, pull in and up deeper. One more time, balance. Inhale, navel draws in. Exhale, draw in and up deeper. Here we go. Inhale, navel draws in. We rock it back and balance, hold at the top. So notice right at the top, my knees kind of wanted to bend. If it's too much to keep the legs straight, you can come to that tabletop position. You can bring your hands here and you would rock it in a more controlled position there. So C-curve scoop, go to the shoulder blades, up at the top, prop the chest forward. C-curve scoop and prop. So at the top, we are prepping for our teaser position. Good, if you want to go back to that full version, you roll back, balance, hold at the top. Balance, hold at the top. Perfect, next one, just hold your balanced position. Zip up those inner thighs, lower the legs down, sit up tall. You're gonna come to genie arm position. Flex your feet just as if we were on the reformer. We're gonna go into those side split positions. So we're gonna open, squeeze the heels together. Open, inhale, exhale, pull the navel in. Inhale, exhale, pull. Two more. Last one. Pull in, and then I want you to open up as wide as you can. So from this position, we are going for saw. What we're gonna do is bring our hands behind the nape of the neck, sit up nice and tall. You can have bent knee position here again if the back of the legs feel a little unflexible today. Otherwise, try to straighten, get that stretch through the hamstrings. You're going to inhale, grow tall, close up the ribs. Exhale, wrap and twist the waist. So I want you to find that rotation, but on this position, I want you to press your left hip bone back and down. And then inhale, grow tall through center. Exhale, wrap, twist, pull your right hip back. Inhale, center. Exhale, wrap, twist. So as I'm coming to this direction, right, all this is opening, and I'm gonna take my gaze in that direction, but my left hip is gonna press back so that it anchors into the mat. So nothing's moving again through that pelvic floor hip area. Inhale, lift. Exhale, pull the navel in and wrap. Inhale, lift. Exhale, wrap. Two more. Inhale. Exhale, wrap. Last one. Inhale. Exhale, hold. We're gonna take a side bend here. Left elbow comes towards that left knee. As you do that, you feel your left hip anchor, press your right hip bone deeper down. So I want you to lift up and then over, tapping into those side obliques. Inhale, lift. Exhale, twist. Dip it to the right knee and lift. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Dip it down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, exhale, reach and lift. Inhale, exhale, dip, lift. Inhale, exhale, pull that navel in, lift. Inhale, exhale, dip, lift. Inhale, exhale, dip, lift. So this is our prep for saw. Starting to learn that rotation where the hip points are supposed to be. Anchoring into that mat so there's little movement through the pelvic floor. Keep going, 2 more sets. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, last one, exhale, lift it through center, lower down. Perfect, okay, from here, we're gonna do that full version of saw. So that was our prep. There are a few more prep exercises that we can run through, but we're not gonna do that today. We'll save that for our next class. From this position, we're gonna do saw. I'm gonna face you so you understand full saw. So arms come up, shoulders press back again like you've got that imaginary wall there. You're growing tall, sitting high on the sits bones, palms facing down, feet are flexed. Feel that stretch of the leg. Bent knees is okay as an option. From here, inhale, navel draws in. Exhale, I want you to twist towards your left. Reach your right pinky to your pinky toe. Hold right there. Push your right hip back, ear towards the knee. Pull your navel back behind you. Inhale, lift through center. Exhale, twist, wrap to the opposite side. Pinky to the pinky toe. Reach your left hip back, pull the navel in. A little bit faster. Inhale, exhale, reach it down. Inhale, exhale, reach and lift. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Keep it going. Navel pulling strong behind. Perfect. Scraping the fireplace. One more time. Sit up through center. Inhale, exhale. Perfect. From here, bring the soles of feet together. Take a nice butterfly stretch. Open up those hip flexors really quick. Okay, we are going to turn back to side position here. So, we just did saw. We are going to turn flat on our mat, coming into swan prep. So we're going to start hands stacked on top of each other. I want you to bring your heels together, toes rotated out. If at any point you feel this in the lumbar spine, you can feel free to separate your legs to mat distance, heels turned in, toes turned out. You can tip your tailbone a little bit further towards that mat and pull your navel deeper in. That's going to help with that lumbar spine support. Otherwise, we're all going to plug our shoulder blades in. Forehead comes to the mat. All we're going to do right here is pull our abdominals in and up as our toes reach long behind us. So, reach your toes long behind you. And now inhale, navel draws in. We hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release it. Inhale, navel draws in. Exhale, pull as deep as you can and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, release. So I want you to think about lifting those abs off of the mat because you're engaging the abdominals as tight as you can. Again, inhale, reach the toes away from the body, pull the navel in, hold those abdominals for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down. So notice as you do that, reaching those toes long, activating the core, the lower body starts to fire up as well. I want you also to think about the crown of the head reaching away from the body in front of you. Shoulders stay plugged in. Again, inhale, pull the navel in, lift those abs off the mat. Exhale, pull as deep as you can and hold for 5, 4, 3. Reach those toes longer and release. Inhale, navel draws in, hold. Exhale, pull as deep as you can. Hold 3, 2, 1. Lower, release. All right, this next one, we are going to squeeze our heels together. I want you to come through parallel position with the feet this time. You're gonna squeeze the feet together, heels together, and reach those toes back behind you. The navel's still gonna be engaged as well, so we've got that abdominal connection understood. Now let's add the legs. Inhale, navel draws in to press those shoulders, pull your toes away, press those heels together, hold the heels tight. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, exhale, lower down. Did you feel the backs of those legs engaged there? So that's how we're activating that lower body with the abdominals working as well. Again, inhale, navel draws in, pull the exhale tighter, reach those feet away, squeeze the heels, hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, exhale. Again, inhale, navel draws in, pull the abdominals up off that mat, reach those toes long, squeeze the heels, hold. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, exhale, release. Awesome. We are gonna bring our arms to a hover position for our next version. So shoulder blades back and in. Heels can stay together. Again, you've got that width of the mat option if it feels uncomfortable. Navel draws in, inhale, exhale, pull as deep as you can. Reach those toes back, heels connect, hover the mat. Shoulder blades in, you're elongating through the crown of the head, reaching in front of you. Back of the neck presses up to the ceiling. Just hold, and exhale, lower. Again, let's engage. Inhale, navel draws in. Feet press together, toes reach away. Arms lift, hover, shoulder blades plug in. You've got length through that upper spine. Lower spine is activated, working those spinal extensors. Exhale, lower down. Perfect, one more time. Inhale, reach those legs long, press those heels, navel draws in, lift those abs, hold. Exhale, lower. Awesome, keep the arms here. We're gonna separate the feet to hips distance, stay parallel. Get a little bit of leg work here. So inhale, pull the navel in. You're gonna lift, you're gonna press your right foot, heel, front of the foot is gonna push into the mat. You're gonna reach that toe long away on that right foot, and then your left foot is gonna lift to hover. So you wanna try to lift that left thigh off the mat. Reach that toe long away from the body as well. So both legs, the toe is reaching long. Navel's in, go up an inch, down an inch. Up an inch, down an inch. Lift, lower. Shoulders plugging in. Back of the neck is long, crown of the head reaching long in front of you. 3 more. 2 more. Last one. Lower down. Opposite leg. Reach that right foot long, lift it up. Reach your left foot long, press that foot into the mat. Straighten through the back of that knee. Here we go. It's up and down. So glutes are firing up, hamstrings are engaged. You're reaching that toe long and then lifting and lowering the leg. It's never coming back to the mat. We're hovering. Up and down. Navel's drawing in tight. Can you get a little bit deeper? Keep your breath going. 2 more. Last one. And release it all the way down. Perfect. From here, hands to the chest. Round back to child's pose. So knees open wide, toes kiss. Hold your child's pose for a moment. Take a breath. Okay. From this position, we are going to come to side kicks. So we're just going to do a couple preps. I want you to lie on that right edge of the mat, hand behind the nape of the neck. If it's more comfortable, you can lie the head down. Otherwise, reach that arm out and then place the hand behind the head. Opposite hand, fingertips face the forehead, and then you're going to push the palm down into the mat, shoulders depressed. Feet are stacked, hips in alignment, ankles in alignment. We've got that box shape here again that we're stabilizing in place. Navel's drawing in. Now I want you to go ahead, lift your left leg. You're going to walk your right leg forward, Walk your left leg forward, stack that foot on top of that leg. Hips are still square and back, nothing's moved through the pelvic floor. Navel draws in, we lift our left leg to hover the mat, pull that leg further away from the body, and then lower it back down and hold there. Now I want you to focus on the side abdominal wall, what we're doing here. We are gonna create a little house for the mouse. So, I want you to imagine that this space here is lifting off the mat so that a little opening occurs so that mouse can go under. How do you do that? You engage the core, you lift up through that side wall, keep the rib cage closed and in. Now, I want you also to remember though that we're not lifting up through the rib cage at all, it's just through that abdominal side oblique area. So inhale, navel draws in, exhale, lift, hold. Reach your feet longer away, that's gonna help you to engage. Remember that rib stays down connected. Hold tight for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Good. Again, you're gonna lift, hold. Hold 4, 3, 2, and slowly release it down. Awesome. Again, keep those shoulders depressed. Press that palm into the mat. Pull the navel in, lift, hold. And exhale, release. One more time. Navel in, lift, hold. So this is where we're supposed to be when the legs are moving as well. So that's why this is important prep work, so we understand what that upper body's doing in addition to the lower. Release. All right, we're gonna start to move. So I want you to press your palm and lift your foot up again, reach that heel longer, hips are square and stacked. From this position, we're just gonna lift up an inch, down an inch, up an inch, down an inch. It's lift and lower. So we're gonna do some versions of side leg series. Now that we're out of that prep work. Perfect, so the leg is elongating, feeling stretched, but you're starting to feel those side leg muscles. Getting into the glute med, and lower, lift, and lower. We have 4 more, 3 more, 2, 1, hold here. So I want you to rotate that foot and point the toe. So we are gonna rotate to a turned out position. External rotation happens through that hip flexor, never through the knee. So hold that turned out position, heels turned down, toes turned up, inner thighs activated. From here, you're hovering in line with that hip, and we lift it up and down an inch. Up and down an inch. You're gonna feel a little bit different through here, right? Because now we have those adductor muscles working, in addition to those outer ones. We have those hip flexors, psoas muscles engaged because we're externally rotated. Can you reach that heel longer away with a pointed toe? We have 4 more, 3, last 2, last 1, hold here, tiny pulse, pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, last 4, 3, 2, hold still, reach the foot longer, and lower down. Perfect. Let's go ahead right here. Bend the knees. We're going to come to clam position. Starting in a prep position, legs are down. Opening of the knee. Feet come together on that internal position of the arch of the foot. And we're going to open lightly and then close. Open, close. So that bottom leg can stay down. If you want a little bit more advancement, you can lift the feet to hover. Higher you can get that foot, more of an opening you have through those knees, more of an opening through those hip rotators. We have 4 more, 3 more, 2, and 1. We're going to take an advanced option of the clam for anyone that wants it. So the knees turn down, you extend and bend. Extend and bend. So the knee shoots in line with that opposite leg, parallel but at an angle. 4 more, 3 more, and 2, we're gonna hold the leg out. Last 1, here we go, extend it out, pulse lift. pulse lift. So you've got that bottom leg lifted up. 3, 2, and 1. Lower everything down. Hug that hip in, give it a little pat, pound it out. And then we are gonna take both hands, press up, lift the legs over, swing to the opposite side, side blind position. Okay, so the back edge of the mat, we're on that left side this time. Stack your feet. Palm can come in front, shoulder is depressed. We are pulling the abdominals away from that hand. Remember, this is an option if this is more comfortable. Otherwise, elongate that arm, reach the hand behind the nape of the neck. And then from here, let's just activate through that rib cage, right? Ribs pull in. We're gonna lift, find that house for the mouse. Navel pulls in. Our square box is nice and stable. And we exhale, release. Inhale, navel draws in. That side wall, lift, 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 lift. Just make sure you're not coming up through that rib cage area. It's nice and anchored. And then exhale, release. Palm can press in for support, shoulder depresses, navel draws in. We lift and hold. Top foot is reaching long away from the body. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift, hold. Tighten that corset. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift, hold. Pull that navel deeper in. You've got this. Exhale, release. Okay, next version, we are gonna walk our left leg forward, right leg forward. Lift that leg, pull it away, further over that bottom foot, then lower it down here. This one, we're gonna go ahead, lift in line with the hip, pull away deeper, and we take it up an inch, down an inch, up an inch, down an inch. You still have that sidewall engaged here, so we've not let that prep work go, right? Now we're starting to move the leg, but we've got a strong supported upper body. You're incorporating your breath how you see fit. I like to inhale on the left, exhale on the lower. Navel's drawing in. Exhale's that point where you just train everything to stay in place. 4 more. Keep reaching that heel long for 3, 2, and last 1. Hold right here. Point that toe, turn the heel in, toe rotates out. Notice how that came through my external rotators through the hip joint, not through the knee. So I'm externally rotated, pelvis is still nice and stable and in place. Navel draws in, shoulder depressed, lift that sidewall. We take it up and down, up and down. So that leg stays suspended. That bottom foot stays planted on the mat, nice and anchored. It's still stretching long as well. We're just taking that top foot a little bit longer. Lift, lower, lift, lower. Keep it going, almost there. We have 4 more, 3 more, 2, start to pulse, 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 pulse. Keep going, reach it longer, navel's in, lift that sidewall. 4, 3, 2, 1, lower down. Good, strong leg feelings there. Bring the legs to tabletop position. This is where that inner part of the foot stays connected. Knees open, you can have that bottom leg down as your option. We open and close for clam. If you want a little bit more, you're gonna lift those heels, lift the legs, open a little bit wider. Remember, if you're just starting out though, you do wanna go with that start position, more of the prep work, so that you can strengthen the proper muscles in order, so then when we get here, right, then the rest of the body's ready to start to activate and move, but we've got that strong, stable point to begin with. Open, close, open, close, navel still in, sidewalls lifted. We have 4, 3, 2, you can stay here, or we're gonna take that little bit of an advancement. We extend the leg and bend, extend and bend. So that bottom leg is still rotated. Heels turned up, toes turned out, top leg is shooting long and coming back in line with the hip. So you want to lengthen through that back of the knee and then bring it in. 2 more, Next one, we're gonna hold it straight out, hold out, get your pulses going, lift, lift, lift. Legs are tired, right? Hold it in place. You've got this. Tighten the core, depress that shoulder, sidewalls lifted, hips are anchored, stacked on top of each other. We have 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring everything down. Pound out that hip if you need to. All right, let's go ahead, roll over right here. We are gonna come up to a forearm plank as our prep for plank today. So, feet come hips in line with the knees and knees in line with the ankles. Shoulders in line with your elbows, elbows in line with the wrists. I like to make a fist with my right hand, cup it with the left, and then that helps me to press my shoulders back and down. Navel's in, rib cage closed. Crown of the head reaches long in front of you. Press the back of the neck up towards that ceiling. Heels press back. Tuck that tailbone lightly under. Pull the navel in. Fire up the glutes. Reach those hamstrings to the ceiling. Hold it for 4. Hold 3. Hold 2. Last one. Drop the knees. Pull back, child's pose, round through the spine. So Pilates child's pose, you're gonna bring your arms long, palms press into the mat, and then you're gonna curl through that lumbar spine. So a little different than yoga child's pose. We wanna tip through that tailbone area, open up the lumbar vertebrae. We were just in extension. We wanna round and bring the spine to flexion to give the vertebra some room to breathe. All right, let's come up from here. We are going to come to that front seated position. We're going to end with a teaser prep today. So from this position, I want you to start in an upright position where the knees are together, ankles are together. But now my arms are going to go at a parallel angle to my legs. I'm nice and tall with my chest lifted, ribs close in, navel pulls in, and from here we press those shoulders back. Find a focal point you're going to follow as you slowly tip the pelvic floor to lower down towards that mat. Squeeze those inner thighs and ankles tight. Press those feet into the mat. Arms come back behind. Inhale, like that rib cage arm position. Exhale, chin lifts to the chest. We're going to reach up from here. Stay parallel. Open the chest. Ribs stay closed. Navel's in. Here we go. Inhale, navel draws in. We slowly control the downward motion. The spine is anchoring down in order of the spine touching the mat. And then exhale, take those arms behind. Place them in line with the shoulders. Inhale, navel draws in. Exhale, scoop in round. Lift. Hold it up. Again, press those shoulders back. Inner thigh squeeze. Ankles together, feet pressed down. Roll it through the spine. Slow and controlled. Take it back behind, shoulder blades plug in as the fingers still reaching long. Chin to the chest, navel in and up with the core. You've got this. Let's do 2 more times. Slow and controlled, take it at your own pace. So as we roll down 1 vertebra at a time, coming through that lumbar spine to touch, middle back, thoracic spine, neck, cervical area touches, and then the head is last to come down. Last one, inhale, exhale, lift, lead with that wide chest, and then C-curve scoop, lower all the way down, stretch it out long, take those fingertips behind you, arms long behind you. Take your big inhale, and exhale. Now let's go ahead, bring those arms up, bring the palms to the side body, open the toes, nice side relaxed position. I want you to stay here, close your eyes. We are gonna focus the breath for our final position. So just bringing that breath back down, take your nice inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Again, inhale, navel draws in. Exhale, release the abdominal wall. So I want you to release that abdominal connection and just start to focus on the breath. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Every everything's open, turned out, up towards that ceiling. So we inhale, fill the rib cage with air, and take a long exhale, release the breath out long. So start to focus the body, focus the mind on just the breath, calming the body from any stress or tension you felt throughout the workout or daily life. I know we all have a lot of it right now. I want you just to sit with your own breath. So inhale nice and deep, and make your exhales longer with each breath. Start to bring the breath back through center. Another inhale through the nose. And an exhale through the mouth. Let the rib cage expand, nice and deep inhale. And a long exhale. Start to slowly wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Now take your right knee in towards the chest, pull the navel in, give the knee a little hug in, open up to the side, rotate back through center, opposite leg, bring it into the chest, hug it in, open it up to the side, close it back through center. We're gonna grab our hands behind our knees, rock up carefully to seated position. Inhale at the top, reach the arms long. Exhale, flex the palms, pull them away from the body. Next one, inhale, lift. Exhale, rotate side position. Shoulder opener, look behind you. Press those knees away in the front. Nice spinal rotation. Inhale, navel draws in through center. Exhale, wrap and twist opposite side. Rotate that shoulder, look behind you, sit up tall. Inhale, navel draws in. Exhale, float the fingertips down. Thank you so much for joining us today. So we did a lot of prep foundation work today. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned a little bit and just were able to feel where the movement was supposed to be in the body. If you didn't, that's okay. Join us again. The more you do Pilates, the more the mind, the body, everything starts to focus. You're definitely not going to get it that first time, incorporating all that breath and everything that we have to remember. But the more you can do each time, the more it's going to naturally come into the body and you have that muscle memory and everything that starts to happen. So have a great day. Thanks again for joining us, and we will see you tomorrow.